Okay, this is a day trade recap. Today is June 23rd. It's still early in the morning. It's not quite 9 o'clock my time. So the market has been open for like an hour and a half almost. But I did do some trading opening bell, or pre-market, I'm sorry, and a little after opening bell. The stock was ENTX. This stock had really good news. It's really the only stock that was with news and had a reason to move. The news had an important keyword in the headline, and the keyword was met endpoint. Okay, whenever I see that keyword on a pharma stock, I know that hey, this stock's going to move, and I want to be ready for it. I want to keep my whole focus on it. This though was a foreign stock. They don't typically do as well as American stocks, but it was the only stock that had any reason to move really today. So I did keep an eye on it, and I did trade it. It had made this really aggressive move around, I don't know, 6:30 this morning or whatever time it was, my time. Went from the $4.40 range all the way up to $6.61, pretty quickly. This is a 1-minute chart that I'm looking at right now. So that's very quick. The volume was, for that time of day, it was okay. It wasn't like ground shattering or anything like earth shattering or anything like that. But anyway, that's a signal to me, right? I don't get in on stuff like that the first move. I need to let it set up, right? And prove some support and then give me the next signal. So what I did at that point is, first of all, I went to my 20-year 1-day chart and I got my targets drawn, okay? That's this line, this line, these solid lines, right? The yellow and green. Good. They will be targets, okay? And then I drew this purple line, this purple dashed line, and this is also based on the 20-year 1-day chart. This to me is I draw this in here as a soft resistance. It will be some form of resistance at some point today, okay? So I have to put that in there, and if you want to know how I draw these lines, this is a serious daily target line right here. I mean, these lines have to be respected, especially these solid ones, but yeah, this line will be affected. So I draw these on here and they help me out tremendously. So if you need help with those, let me know and I will certainly, help you learn the process of line drawing, because really that's what it's all about. It isn't about this buy signal. I mean, that will tell you when to buy, but you need to know where is price going, right? If you're buying at this level, it's going to go down from there and then try to look for a new setup or whatever, but you don't want to buy when it's just starting to tag that level, because that's a level that it will turn at, okay? So anyway, enough about that. So once it made this move, I'm back on my 1-minute chart, right? It made this move, then I'm looking to see. So I have this turning point line here, that just helps me understand, okay, resistance, minor resistance levels, and horizontal trading and all of that stuff. So I drew this box here. I manually draw all my stuff, these lines and these boxes. This tells me, hey, this thing's gonna horizontal trade probably. So if I get a signal at the bottom of that box, that will be an entry, but hey, since I'm in that box, I'm probably only looking at a scalp. And so that's what I prepared myself for right here at 6:54 this morning. I had a bunch of signals right there at the support level, but I knew that I was within this range. And so my entry was around $6 and $6.15, and I knew I was only shooting for $6.51. So it wasn't a huge thing, but I'll take 40 cents any day of the week in the green, right? When you're trading 3,000 shares, 40 cents is a lot of money, okay? A lot of green. So I get in at my signal at the bottom here. I'm buying low, right? That's the whole goal. Buy at the bottom, and then I'm getting out there. I have to honor this box because it's a range trade. There are no guarantees past this box until I'm out of the box and get a signal. Okay, so I got out there, made my little gain. Now I'm looking for a second entry. I had this arrow, which I love to get in on, but I didn't get in on that one because I was below my turning point line. I don't ever get in when I'm below this line, this line that just kind of curls around. I don't get in. I don't care if I have a white arrow or what's going on there, what color the candles are. I just don't get in because there's no guarantees on that setup. But once it's out of this box and once it's above this line, I did have an arrow and I did get in on this one right here. And this one, once I'm out of this box and I'm above this turning point line, I know that my target's going to be this purple, my next line in order, which is this soft resistance, okay? Soft meaning it's probably at some point going to break it, but it will have to tag it and then probably turn. So that's going to be my next target. So entering at $6.70, I'm going to get out at $7.32. So that's a decent range. Okay, that's another decent range to add on to my previous. So we're doing good. We're doing good. And yes, what does it do? Right at opening bell, it quickly tagged it, which that's so typical. It was overextended on the 5-minute chart right here. So I really didn't expect much on that one anyway. I knew that it was going to turn and come down and try to find some support after that. But so I did get out there, did really well, and played out perfectly. When you draw these lines, things will play out perfectly. So they just always work. So here now I'm coming down to this support level. Here's my blue dash line, which is my 50 EMA. My white dash line is my 20, okay? So it sold down to my 50, and I had a nice, it's hard to see with the blue on top of the blue, but this candle right here, we had a tail touching my 50, bouncing up off, and then I got a white arrow, okay? That tells me, hey, we're finding support here. Come look. And my white arrow actually rings me. It tells me, come look at your chart, see what's going on. So I looked, and yeah, I found support at the 50. It was heading for the 20, and I thought, yeah, I'll get in as long as my candle is above this, had this red-green turning point line. My candle was above that, and it needed to get above the 20, which it did very, very quickly. So I got in at $6.88. I knew it was going to be a power move because it was bouncing off of the 50 and the 20, right? With all these signals. So I knew it was going to be a power move going, probably would have no trouble getting through that soft resistance line. And so my next target would be $7.89. So we're looking for $1 gain, right? I was looking for $1 gain there. And I was planning to exit at this yellow target line. Well, we had a halt here, which was fine. I was okay with that. I didn't like the 5-minute chart, but my 1-minute chart was okay with that. I knew it would continue to the next line, okay? And it did. And so I made my dollar. So now I'm like $2 per share gain on the day on this stock, trading a couple thousand, 3,000, whatever shares I was doing. Anyway, this thing had really good volume. I could have traded any amount of shares that I wanted. But I was being careful. You get in at your low and you sell at your target. Sell into strength. Don't wait for things to turn around and get a sell signal, right? You're selling at your targets. That's how I do things. And I'm all in and I'm all out. I don't do partials. I don't understand. For me, it doesn't make sense. You have to do what you're comfortable with. But for me, it's like, I want to get what the trend's going to give me, right? I don't want to second guess myself. So I get all in and I get all out where I'm supposed to. So here it chopped around, and I totally expected it, knowing that it was overextended on the 5-minute, and it just needed a rest. Okay, so I drew this white or this light dashed line here at this apex, right? And I was getting ready to draw a box here if I needed to, a horizontal like I did pre-market here. I was getting ready to do that, but it broke support totally. It broke this golden ratio line. It broke that support right there. And because it went from like $8.68 all the way down to, what was it, $7.39 or something, like all in one candle. It didn't even halt. That was crazy. I was surprised it didn't halt. It was fast. At least I didn't see a halt. But I did have a white arrow here, and I wanted to point that out. I did have a white arrow here. I didn't get in there. Do you know why I didn't get in there? My candle was above my or below my line, this turning point line. To me, that's resistance. Plus, I had drawn this dash line. My candle was below that. I don't care what color my candle is. When I have this white arrow, I don't care. If I'm below this line, I have to be above it, and it wasn't. And then boom, boy, am I glad I didn't get in there. I bet a lot of people did get in there, and it just tanked it. So that was a bad loss, and people are feeling some pain now, and they're probably wondering, well, now it went below VWAP. What's this thing gonna do? You know, my feeling is it may set up later in a couple of hours and then make another run, probably to $9 at least. I don't know. I don't know. But I just read the chart. I don't try to predict what it's going to do during the day. I just try to predict what it's going to do at a buy signal, okay? Or a sell signal, but mostly at a buy signal because I'm not a short trader. So trading this way, there's no reason to lose. People that lose are losing because they're making really bad decisions. If you're able to read a daily chart and get some decent lines on here, and you know why you drew the line, and you know that what price is going to do, once you get a signal, you know what price is going to do. I knew that this buy signal right here was not going to work out, so I didn't get in there. I knew that this buy signal was not going to work out, so I didn't get in there. Do you know, once you know, you're not just buying because you had a buy signal. You're not just buying because it's a green candle going up. You're not just buying. You're buying smart, okay? And you're selling smart. And so that's all I do. And I add extra things on my chart so I know, when it's sideways trading, I just do this. Yeah, it did continue to go up. Well, I got in again right over here. When it did continue to go up, I went to my lines. Here, I just range traded. Because when you have a situation like this, there are no guarantees. Yes, you have a buy signal, but there's no guarantees that it's going to go beyond this box, right? But you can trade within this box. That was a good 40-cent range, so it was worth it to me. Out of the box, you've got another line here. And you know what that line is. You know how you drew it. You know what it means to you. This is a soft resistance, right? Which means it'll probably tag it once, and then it'll probably break through it if it tests it a second time, right? So, and that's what it did. And I had these 2 EMA bounces, which meant that's some serious power that's going to propel that to your target, your main target, which is this solid. This is not a soft resistance, this line. This is serious. This is based on the daily line or daily chart, and it means business. So you have to honor these lines, right? Sometimes they don't make it to the green level. Sometimes they only make it to the yellow. So that's why I have this yellow target on here. But anyway, if you need any help at all, getting these lines on here, understanding how I drew these lines and why they work so accurately, I mean dead on accurately, and understanding how to use this range trading situation, I mean that's pretty self-explanatory for the most part. But if you need better signals, better buy signals that make sense to you, just let me know. Contact me and I would be happy to work with you and help you learn all of this stuff. And really, like I say, there's no reason to lose on a trade. People say 90% of the traders end up losing and blowing up their account. Well, it's because they're buying right here and then they're selling down here. It's like, why do that, right? This line is here for a reason, and this line is here for a reason. If you get a buy signal there, do you know where it's going to go to? Well, it's going to go here. Did you know that it's going to go here and only here? I mean, yeah, it went a little farther. Would you buy up here? No, but people bought there. That's why people lose. So if you understand how to read a chart, how to set it up where you're just not going to lose, there's no reason to lose, and hopefully you can see that here. And if you have lost on this stock, I'm so sorry, but it's because you've been taught how to trade incorrectly. And if you need some help with that, I can certainly help you. And every trade can be and should be a winning trade. There should be no losses ever. Okay, there's just no excuse. Yeah, you know that there are no guarantees in that, but there's certainly ways of compensating and protecting yourself against loss and understanding. It's just a matter of understanding where things are going to turn around. Okay, so if you buy at this turnaround point and you sell at this turnaround point, then you're going to be just fine. You see how that line was so important? Curled up, but it came back down and it broke it and it didn't return. This thing's looking like it may just be an all-time fader or a rest of the day fader. I don't know. It depends how it holds this VWAP at this point. But at this point, I'm waiting for it to gain support on this soft resistance, right? That was that soft resistance that dashed. It needs to gain support and show a buy signal above that. And then I'll look at it and I'll decide what I want to do with it. I need to, assess each move, right? To see if it's worth it to me. But anyway, sorry I rambled on, but I really wanted to, make it clear that, you don't have to lose if you just know what you're doing and you understand how to read charts and what the stock is doing, where it wants to go next, okay? Don't buy in the middle of a trend. That's just not, there's no point in that, right? Buy at the low, sell at the high. It is going to set up again. If it will set up again for you, then you can buy there. But that's how smart traders trade. That's how you don't lose, okay? That's how every trade becomes a winning trade, and I can certainly help you with that. Just let me know if you need some help, and I hope this was helpful to you. If you need any help, let me know, and we will talk soon.